we've begun our study of the Unity's 5 principles. Why? Because we want to understand on a deeper level what this is all about, who we are, our world, how it gets the way it is, how we get the way it is, and how we can maybe make it a little better. That's really the whole point of this study. And these beautiful 5 principles that Unity has formulated help us understand it and put it in context and get it clear so that we can have more of a concrete way of understanding these abstract things. So last week we began, and this is all based on Ellen Davenport's The 5 Principle book. How many of you are in the book study group, one or the other of the book study? Oh, look, that's great. Good. And you can still join. There's the Sunday morning with David and Dolores Wednesday afternoon. Thank you. So we can really dive into this. All right, so last week we reviewed Principle 1, which is God is all, absolute good, everywhere present. And the second principle is that we are that. We are an expression of that divine one. Okay, so you ready to pole vault into principle number 3? Pole vault into the gold in principle 3. Okay, ready? We are co-creators with the One. We are co-creators with the Divine One. And I love how the author sort of begins by explaining that humanity is an ever-evolving species. All of life grows and changes and evolves, including we human beings. We are an ever-evolving species. Right? And, she quotes Elizabeth, let me get her name right, Elizabeth Sattouris, I think, who wrote a book called Earth Dance. And she says the human race is still in the adolescence phase. We're kind of stuck in an adolescence phase. And we are having an adolescent crisis. Oh my God. You're so uncool. Not cool. That's not cool. They started it. No, they started it. Really? I hate my hair. Who am I? Okay, spill the tea. What crazy thing did he say this time? Recognize us? We are in this adolescent phase, all of us, right? But the good thing about the human species is that we can grow, we can evolve, we can review our lives and our past and what we've done and learn from that and change and make a decision to do it differently. We can make a decision to live differently. And she says that the darkest of human behavior can move us to compassion and to our highest self. I think that's what you were feeling, Chris. The darkest of human behavior can lead us to compassion, and it leads us to call forth the best in ourselves and in each other, right? So the next phase of our evolution is to really understand our innate creative ability and to use it wisely. And I think on the whole, we're beginning to learn this. We are beginning to learn that our thoughts and our beliefs and our feelings are powerful in changing, in shaping our experience. And I think, sort of globally, we are transitioning from victim to victor. Remember, we talked about that a few weeks ago, the stages of development. We're moving from victim to victor. Now, not everyone, obviously, not all corners of the planet, but there is a trend upward. And we can see that because some of these things are becoming commonplace. Some of these ideas, like your thoughts create your experience, thoughts are things, change your thinking, change your life, visualize your goal manifesting. Almost everyone has heard about the law of attraction these days. And you can see, like, really wonderful athletes. How many of you are watching at least some of the Olympics? There's some really great stuff there. And when you see, the cameras get so close up into their faces. You can see their pores. It's like, back up a little bit. But you can kind of see their eyes before they run or they do their routine or they do an event. They are focusing. Sometimes their eyes are closed and they're doing deep breathing. I've seen that. And then sometimes they're focusing and you can see they're sort of tracking. Sometimes their shoulders move. They're tracing their steps. They're tracking their event before they do it. They're rehearsing it in their mind's eye before they do it because they know that works. The successful completion of this, they know it works. So yes, our thoughts, what we see in our mind's eye, are powerful in creating our experience. And in general, we are moving into the direction of understanding that. But until we do, we're creating by default. So basically, the predominant thoughts of our consciousness, of our mental atmosphere, is reflected in our experience. And so we want to become aware of what is in our consciousness, what is that atmosphere, and be a little more intentional about where we are with that. And the thing that a lot of people kind of miss when they're talking about how our thoughts create our experience is that it's not really our thoughts per se. It's where our thoughts take us. It's the feeling tone. It is the feeling tone that creates an energy or a vibration that then attracts like vibration. So Davenport says, in recent decades, we have learned, this is on page 64, in recent decades, we have learned that feeling has more to do with creating our experience than thought. It operates as a field of energy. Imagine yourself as a tuning fork. Your feelings in any given moment set up a vibrational tone. The universe picks up the tone and hums along, amplifying the sound. If you're vibrating with joy, you will experience more joy. And if you're vibrating with misery, you'll experience more misery. Your vibration is reinforced no matter what. So it's how our thoughts make us feel and how much we allow those feelings to get into us, into our skin, and how long they kind of stay there. That creates the energy that is reflected in our experience. And thank God, right? I mean, imagine if everything we thought manifested immediately. What a mess. God. Of course, it'd be pretty cool if what you were thinking is, I'm going to win the lottery, or I'm going to find my soulmate, or somebody's going to give me a beautiful new car. That'd be pretty cool. But probably not so much if you have a fearful thought. You fear you're going to be diagnosed with some horrible disease, or a loved one would get into an accident, or something like that. I mean, fortunately, those momentary thoughts that pass through our mind don't have much power. It's really about being intentional with the thoughts and then building them up enough so they create a vibrational energy. So imagine with me, here's a little experiment we can do. Imagine you have started a new business. It's like a client-based business. And you spend time in meditation, visualization, you're envisioning that clients are coming to you and they absolutely love what you have to offer and they are absolutely feeling so joyous and so grateful because you're giving them something that's making a big positive impact in their lives. And they are so excited, they're telling all of their friends. And people are coming to you and they can't wait to pay your full fee, and your business is expanding and you're becoming more abundant, and you keep this feeling tone elevated and you hold on to that and you do this over a period of time on a consistent basis. You are creating this energy, and guess what? The energy must manifest. This is all energy. It's all vibration. It's all energy. And you do that enough, and then you couple that with taking action based on your inner wisdom, and there's no stopping you. Now you're working on all levels. So that's the idea we want to have in mind. And you know, all of the masters, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, all of the gurus and wisdom teachings throughout the ages have told us that we have a power available to us, a tremendous power to transform our lives and transform the world if we use it responsibly, if we use it. We learn to use it correctly. Now here's the thing. The energy is neutral. The power is neutral. It doesn't care who uses it or how. It is neutral. Like as it says in Matthew, the rain falls on the just and the unjust alike. So it is we who create the form that this energy flows through, like water that flows through an ice mold. All right, so here is my little exhibit 1. I ordered this cute little mold, ice cube mold. I'm going to open this up. Here we go. I'll take this one out right here. Those of you in the first few seats, what shape? Can you see what shape that is? It's a heart. Yeah. It's a beautiful heart. And then over here, see if I can get this one out. Can you see what shape this is? It's a rose. Yeah. Isn't that cool? Same water, same H2O. It's the same substance, different forms. In the same way, the divine energy flows through the mold of our consciousness and takes the shape of our vibrational tone. This is how it works. This is how it works. And I know it sounds easy. And sometimes it is. Sometimes it is easy. You know, you've probably all had experiences where things manifest, like you felt like really good about something. Kathy was just telling me a beautiful story today. You'll have to talk to her afterwards about, being in that prayerful energy and something manifested immediately. You probably have all had an experience like that, right? Sometimes our long-standing issues that have been with us a while have some subconscious patterns that counteract our conscious intention. So we want to pay attention. We want to become aware of what those are. And I want to talk about 3 things today about what we can pay attention to there. The first is our focus. So we want to focus exclusively on our intention, what it is we desire to have. But most of us alternate between focusing and meditating and feeling really good and envisioning the thing that we want, and then alternating that with focusing on the current lack of it in our life. Anyone but me do that? And it's understandable, particularly like it's a challenge to affirm well-being and wholeness when you're feeling sick or in pain, right? Or affirming infinite abundance is flowing through you and into your life when creditors are calling. That's a challenge. So next week, we're going to talk about one of the ways, very effective way, that we can address that we can overcome that. So make sure you're here next week. Secondly, we want to become aware of any self-sabotaging underlying beliefs. So on the surface, we can say that we intend to be healthy, wealthy, peaceful, and loved. But deep down, do we really feel worthy of it? Do we really feel worthy of it? A lot of us don't, for whatever reason. Sometimes it's parental, programming, or it's religious guilt, or it's, for many of us, it's just the guilt of, well, who am I to have so much good when these other people are suffering? Right? So it's so important to cultivate self-love and self-acceptance. And while you're doing that, accept that for someone else. You can always affirm the highest and best for other people and send them love and hold them in that same energy as Waldo was doing with the meditation when we called forth the people that we loved. We're sharing that energy, right? So we can all have it. Right? So the third thing is contradictory beliefs. And say, for example, maybe we want to manifest a brand new job, a better job, a higher paying job, or maybe we would like just a more abundant, lifestyle. But underlying, there may be some inward judgment around rich people. Right? Thinking them maybe they're so selfish or greedy or corrupt even. So that and it may not be conscious, it could be like deep in there's some judgment. And so what happens is that all the good that's trying to get to you, it's like you put up a fence, it's repelling all of the good, no matter how many times you say, I am abundant, I am abundant, I am abundant. It's like, can't get through that wall. Or maybe you are praying for and affirming a committed, loving relationship, and you're working on that, but underneath there are some beliefs of fear, like, am I going to get heartbroken again? Or maybe I'm going to lose my autonomy. And so that fear then, it gets mixed signals. You're sending mixed signals to the universe and it doesn't know what to do. So on all of these things, we just need to become aware, become conscious. And you can do this through several different ways. Journaling is a good idea. Deep meditation, connecting with your inner wisdom, asking questions, dialogue with a spiritual coach. Other ways to we want to become aware of what's inside here, deep inside, so that we can shift it and then align ourselves purely with the intention. Okay, so let's talk for a moment or two about the collective experience, creating our collective experience. Because yes, we can create our individual experience in our individual lives, but we also contribute to the collective because we are all connected in this universal collective consciousness. We are all connected and we contribute to it with our thoughts, with our feelings, with our feeling tone and our vibration. We're all creating it together. And so things that seem to be out of our control, the economy, wars, pandemics, natural disasters, well, we didn't create that, of course, individually. And certainly we didn't intentionally create it collectively. But collectively, we add to the vibrational atmosphere. The collective vibrational atmosphere, which has an effect in the world. So we can choose to generate a vibration of hope and love and positivity. And we do that and think about what joyous experiences can be manifested together as a people, as a planet. Or we can choose to generate the vibration of fear and hatred and, dread, the sort of, it's all getting worse vibe. And I think we've seen enough of the manifestation of that in the world. Now, those of us who are conscious, who are aware, and I'd say everybody here, we're all in this path of consciousness, we can help shift that energy. We can consciously help shift that energy by creating together a vibration of peace and hope and love together. Right? And every time we meditate together as a group, every time we do prayers together as a group, every time we do chanting, or really any of the events that kind of we sponsor here, even just getting together socially and celebrating, if it's in an energy of gratitude, dancing and singing and celebrating together creates this vibration, this higher vibration that can uplift, help to shift the collective vibration, which is then reflected in our world, in our experience. And we have seen, studies have been done that prove that this really works, where a percentage of the population who is meditating, the crime rate goes down. The transcendental meditation people have done a lot of those studies. Lynn McTaggart has done these intention experiments, which has tons of people that get together for a specific period of time, and they meditate together, and they send their love and their energy and their peace to a specific location, and you can measure the results of that. Joe Dispenza is doing experiments in this. I think Maria can talk more about that. So it's possible, it's doable, and we can do it. We can do it together and uplift that collective vibration to help heal. I mean, isn't that kind of what we're all here for? We all kind of have been called, yes, to experience the highest vibration that is within us, the highest possibility, to reach the highest possibility for ourselves individually, but also to help reach the highest possibility of us collectively as humanity. Do you agree? Yeah, me too. And we can do it. Thank you. Namaste.
Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you.